It's possible.
Okay. So, Cheryl, you're back. Maybe you first. You're on mute. I'll unmute you.
Okay. Well, we're talking about areas that we don't have joy in.
Well, you don't have to have many. We're just looking for one.
Well, I would only say that an area that I don't have joy in is being able to, in the moment of stress, anxiety, pain, drama, snatch the moment and use my tools in the moment. I'm the one who, gets sick and then 2 days later is like, oh yeah, I should be taking this oil. Let me see if I have some inner defense. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I just wipe out. And I have the tools, every tool that is needed. So I want to be able to on the spot, use my tools and not delay to help myself. Joy. I have lack of joy around not grabbing my tools initially in the moment.
Would that be this word responsiveness or something?
I would say like being proactively utilizing my tools initially. Because I get to them, but sometimes I didn't have to go so deep off my chair or off my square if I would have just used my tool. I mean, everything is in fine order, of course, and the Most High knows best what we're supposed to feel and what that triggers and what that opens when we're feeling it. But I definitely would like to, grab my tools faster and utilize them sooner.
Okay. So
I'm sorry.
I was just going to say that sounds like something to work with in terms of an intention, but go ahead.
I was just going to say, Sister Cheryl, what would come before you grab the tools? You said there's a situation, right? It happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to be able to spontaneously grab the specific tool for that situation. But what I'm hearing, that there's a gap between when the situation occurs and the time and when you get the tool. Something else is going on in the middle, and maybe that's where the fuzziness actually is happening for you, that you can't clear enough to know which tool to pick up. Because you said you had all the tools. So we have this end, and then you have the situation. But somehow you don't go to the tools. So that says in between, something else is happening for you.
I'm writhing in pain.
Okay, well, at least you're right there. Okay, well, what does it say then that you have to, what is it about the pain that is, because that's what's stopping you from getting to the tool.
Right.
That's actually
the impact of whatever the impact of whatever.
So it's the impact.
The impact.
So yeah,
like a brick.
Right. So it's the impact of whatever has hit you, is being able to get over it and then get your tools. So you don't get over it fast enough to be able to get to the tools.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So it's being able to.
I do recognize that inside of the pain or the discomfort or the just completely being falling off your chair, there is some epiphany. I realize, and usually once I get to that epiphany or I get to a piece of it, then I grab the tool and it's like, okay, I can now,
How about not worrying about an epiphany at all? Just
exactly.
No, just deal with the fact I've been hit.
Oh, I do.
No, I need to do something right now. Instead, you see, because I'm hearing a hesitation in you between getting to the tool. There's somewhere you hesitate. And therefore there's a hesitation. So maybe it's like you say, there's an epiphany within the condition, but at that moment, the epiphany is not important. What is important is getting the pain away. That's what is important.
Right, get the Band-Aid to cover up the blood so you don't bleed out.
That's right. Just get it, and then afterwards we can epiphanize, if that's a word, what actually just happened. But maybe you're looking for the solution before you actually go to deal with the wound.
True. That would be me. That would be me.
Yeah. So maybe that's where it is. Is that little hesitation.
That would be about right, because I think I definitely am so solution oriented, and it's like the solution sometimes is not what's the most important thing in the moment.
That's right. That's right.
You say, like, fix the impact and manage. I could say, okay, that's a better word. Manage the impact better, so that it doesn't go so deep, so that it's not a gash. It can be a cut, but it doesn't have to be a gash.
Right.
So let that. If you don't manage that impact, it can be worse. And then when you do get the tools, it's going to take them longer to work because you have to come from so far. So I feel that. I appreciate that. So that I can formulate that into an intention of managing the impact. The place that I don't have joy is in managing the impact of a hit, emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, before I grab my tools to support me. So, yeah. Thanks. I appreciate that. That helped me see the intention.
Good. And so,
good.
Yeah, and you both, you want to keep it as simple as possible, because what I hear is I hear process. So it's like a process inside of what it is that your intention is. So it's not, is it a goal? Is it an objective? Is it something that can shift where you are now? Yes. Okay, good. So try to keep it as simple as possible, because it was like several levels of what Sheryl just said.
Right.
I had to do a little work to actually.
Right.
You're breaking up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, because you guys are actually super loud from it.
Sister Niamo, can I ask you something?
Yes, ma'am.
When you're doing this particular process,
yes,
can somebody may not be able, maybe they're not able to have, and I'm asking, they may not have an intention, but they have an affirmation that can be stated that could then, if they state the affirmation and work with that maybe that needs to clear up, and then the intention will actually manifest itself. Because I see it happen to us quite a lot here, and you say to us, we need the intention, we need to get to the intention. But what I find for myself is I can't tap that intention, but I can affirm something maybe around the intention, in the hopes that if I affirm it, then the intention will actually present itself to me. So I want to know if that is okay, or is it allowable?
Well, certainly. That's an excellent question, because that is exactly how it does happen, that often the intentions or the statement of what the issue is extremely large.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge umbrella,
Mm-hmm.
That's why I thought it might have been responsiveness, something like that. But in other words, it could be that in stating who you know yourself to be, like I had a session today with a sister, stated, I am this person. I just call her Sojourner Truth. The problem is, as Sojourner Truth, she's cloistered away on an island in the Georgia Sea Islands, you know, being a nanny. So right now, she's not living Sojourner Truth. And she knows she'll be out there, but as we talked and broke it down, we got to the point of her realizing agoraphobia, shame about her history, so that if she did go out there like Sojourner Truth, she'd be exposed to the world and her whole family would be exposed. So in other words, yes, the answer is yes.
Okay.
You can make an affirmation and then from that realize you're not at the 10 of that affirmation.
Right.
I am Sojourner Truth. But I realize that I'm only at a 5 with that.
Okay, I hear that.
People call me all the time. This is the sister. People call her all the time getting support, and she gives them support. But how she sees herself is in another way that she's not living in the moment. And so we did lots of levels of it. And yes, the answer is yes.
Oh, okay.
You can start with an affirmation. You know why? And I discussed this with her. The reason is because I have found that most of the African Americans that I talk to are truly already so spiritually grounded, so metaphysically aware, that they do start with the end in mind. If the end is already there, we start with the end in mind.
We start with the end in mind.
Yeah. In our affirmations or in our finding and attention, we already know who our higher self is. We have the contours already of the higher self that we are. And the work is, we may not, or we do varying degrees of expressing the emotions that have blocked us, or, you know what I mean, these situations that have blocked us, or the repetitive patterns that have blocked us.
Right.
Not all of us have access to those things in our life, those patterns, those habits that don't serve us any longer.
Right.
That we haven't put our finger on.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I realized it has happened several times that there was a challenge to come up with an intention.
Yes.
However, I could affirm, and Cheryl did just now affirm something that she just recognized. She affirmed, yes, I can see that, I can hold that, that's very real, that's who I am, that talks for me. Okay, just affirming that, even though there's not a full blown intention, is just affirming that help you to then work to the intention, or narrow it down, as you said, and not let it be this big umbrella, but narrow it down to exactly what it is that you're really wanting to bring forth. What is the real essence you want to bring out? But sometimes, like you said, if we're starting from the contour, we actually then have to put the bones on the body, the flesh on the body.
Yes.
Okay. We already have the skeleton and everything intact. We need to learn how to put the flesh on. And so at that point, we may identify the skeleton and then work our way to what we're supposed to put on that part of the body.
Yes.
You see? And then that becomes our affirmation, what it is that we're supposed to be putting there.
Yeah, so, because the actual affirmation that comes out at the end is very much different from the affirmation you saw in the beginning.
That's right.
But it's a kind of affirmation that gives you direct access to that one.
Yes, that's the key. That the once you get to it, it's direct access, because it, like I heard Cheryl said, and I felt this weekend, I was ready to step into my higher creative self. I was there. Nothing was going to turn me back. I was clear. This is what I needed to do. So with clear access, I was able to just reach it. You know, once I did the oils and smell into them and really said, you know, I am there. I am what that is. I am it. I want to see it. And so there it was. I saw what it is that I was intending in my own heart.
Come into your life,
Yes, and I went right straight to it. But I do realize that sometimes we're not so connected to it yet, but we have understanding around it. And if we could just affirm what is the truth relating to it, that maybe we could then put it down, you know, say it as succinctly so we can get a bullseye, direct hit.
Right.
Okay, I'm glad to know that. I'm gonna make a note there.
All right, so Frank, did you have anything? Anything new?
As far as what? Like what the question was, you said?
In other words, if briefly, there might be some aspect of your life that that you don't have joy about it. Now, it might be for you just the smoking.
Right. Well, that's one. Yeah, that's one. I've also, you know, like thought about also like what you were talking about, you know, being alone and whatnot. But not having that significant other, you know, that other, you know, part of you that's missing and whatnot. But most of the time, you know, I try to push forward from that, you know, not, you know, try to think about that too much, you know, not let it, you know, get to me and whatnot, because I mean, I've always had periods in my life where I've been alone, but I've also, you know, been in, you know, in relationships and whatnot, and you know, they've never really ended well or something, or, you know, they're like stressing. So it's like, I just, you know, now I've gotten to a point that I actually sometimes, you know, you do tend to think about it, but actually, you know, a lot of times I like sometimes, you know, just keeping to myself, you know, less stress in your life, you know, you don't argue with anybody or anything, you know. So, I mean, I know that not all times it's all bad, you know. There's good times, but I just, you know.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? I just try to move forward from that, you know.
Okay. So would you use that as something to work with or not? Would you use that relationship piece or?
No, I don't. I try not to think about it too much. It's not like I'm trying to nowadays. It's not like I'm trying to look for anybody, man. You know, if it comes, it comes. If it don't, you know, it's like.
Okay, so let's put that one aside, and maybe there's something that I wish I did have more joy about this particular aspect of my life.
Well, yeah. Aside from that, from being alone, the smoking, I've also like I want to start eating better, getting into more organic, you know, cleansing myself, you know, detoxing myself. Want to start, you know, living a better lifestyle, you know. I guess, you know, so many years of smoking, and I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna be honest, I never really had, you know, such a good lifestyle. So it's eating the wrong things and whatnot, it's gotten me like to the point where I don't have like energy like I used to, you know, my health, you know, so I wanna I want to really improve on that.
Yeah. So, you might make a simple intention about, improving your lifestyle, your
yeah, and I've been trying. I did want to mention that this past week, I've cut, being that I've cut down with the smoking, I'm actually noticing, for one, with the smoking, I'm actually noticing that the cravings for the cigarette it's gotten me. I don't want to get too excited, and like they say, put my eggs in one basket and whatnot. But I've noticed that the cravings are becoming less and less powerful. I've also, as far as like the eating aspect and detoxing, and with the oils, I've started taking the medicines like that I got from Dr. Bombay.
Yeah.
I've been taking that. The goji berries.
Oh, good.
I've been drinking kalonji oil, which is supposed to be like a massage oil, but I drink it also because all it is black cumin.
Oh, black cumin.
Cumin, I'm sorry.
Is that the same as black seed oil? Cumin is black seed oil?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Because I know that's
black cumin.
That's the same thing. That's the main thing that Dr. Bombay has, right?
Yeah, he has that.
Black seed oil.
Yeah, and actually, being attacking, this stuff, it's like I'm feeling better, I'm feeling a little more energetic. My eyesight is getting brighter. That's why I don't want to, get my hope, because I feel like my vision is getting a little better. So I'm kind of happy about that. So.
Well, that's good. Whenever we're on these calls and you're with us, Frank, you really should be putting that seeds in your mouth, going around your eyes with the frankincense. It's like we can support you in doing whatever it is you can do with your kit, because you have us here. And, I want to make sure that you do it, because sometimes you say, oh, I didn't do it. I haven't done it all week. So I don't want this to be one of those times, since we're all right.
I do have my kid here. I have been doing it. I was doing it while I was watching that symposium all weekend.
Okay.
And like I told you, putting all the different mixes in and breathing it in and all that. So I guess that played a part of it too. So.
Okay. So, all right. I just want to know, we have the time scheduled for till 8:30, and I'm just wanting to know how everyone is feeling, because essentially, we've talked through intentions, and I really got a lot of insight around how it could be. I don't know if it's for people of color. All I know is I'm hearing something about that. When you've had to affirm for yourself as a lifestyle just to keep getting up every day and dealing with people who are bombarding you. There's a possibility that you actually have developed not a shell, but a perspective or a demeanor of affirmative character that you carry with you. That's just part of you. And it's because you've had to do it, kind of like a shield with people treating you badly. And I'm making a relationship because I'm noticing that we have focused on the affirmation and where we want to be and where we see ourselves being. And that's really, really powerful. And most of this intention jargon is around like setting it up as something that's like for the next month or the next 3 months or the next 6 months. And all of you have things that are like for your perpetuity.
Mm-hmm.
For my perpetuity, my higher self is a non-smoker, is a healer with access to her work, is an artist and creative person forever. So it's like a very different way of coming at how to use these oils. That's what I'm hearing.
I wanted to say that to you. I've asked the best way to say it so I could be heard in the highest manner. Mm. And I feel that we are beginning a new movement, a brand new approach to the use of so many things that humans have been familiar with defining and using over the centuries of years. Mm. And therefore, even though we may use some of the ways that are presented to us by the teacher we have or the things that we read, that we really need to be clear that we are not those people and we are not programmed or wired in that manner, and that we need to, I would like to define clearly the perspective from which we see that we are doing this. You sort of said it, something to that effect when you said that YL uses the oil this way, but we are going to use the oil in this manner. And that was really good for me. That really made my heart feel so strong. That's why I am on this. Okay, I spoke to 3 or 4 people over the weekend who said they got the invite from you for the webinar, but they did not come because of the slave master title. And without knowing the oils at the depth that you do, I found that I was able to literally move them away from that. See how that is a part of their living experience and they cannot get away from it. And if they deal with it, it will help them to get to the place where they authentically are. And there needs to be ways to do that, and that the oils are being presented as a means by which you can accomplish some aspects of yourself. And someone says, well, I'm just afraid of the oils. I said, I understand that you're afraid of the oils. And I understand what your fear is. But you go to the doctor and you say, I hurt here. The doctor writes a prescription, give you some pills. You don't even read the paper they give you with the pills. You go home, you take the pills, you have a pain in your stomach, and you go back to the doctor and you say, you know, I have a pain in my stomach. You didn't have it before you took the pill. When you took the pill, that pain came. But you go back to the same doctor, you get another prescription, you fill the prescription, now you got a pain in your head. Instead of literally looking at the fact that there are alternatives. Mm-hmm. Okay? Allopathic medicine, I told them, is good. When you have an emergency, it is good to stop whatever is happening in its tracks. Mm-hmm. But it is not medicine for continuous use. Mm-hmm. It said, so any alternative within the food, within oils, within the clothing you wear, the colors you're wearing, that can actually bring you closer into a higher consciousness of yourself is worth it. And they were like, well, I didn't know that's what it was about. I saw the slave master thing, and I was like, I don't want to go there again. Okay? It confirmed for me at that point that we are being looked at mm-hmm. or being called to mm-hmm. present to humanity mm-hmm. another way to use the things that they have been familiar with for all these years, thousands of years, that we have innate knowledge of how these things are to be used and the way that they're used to really and truly access their true selves. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what you're saying, that the people are going to awaken to their true sense of what's happening with them, not in their physical world right now, but what has happened to them since they entered the planet Earth. Okay? And how all of that is affecting them right now, why they're not able to see the beyond. I mean, if I'm not in the correct space, correct me, you know. So that's what I believe I hear that you all are saying. And that's what I'm striving to say to other people, because I really feel that this is, even what we're doing right now, is another aspect of how to use the system right here to get people to awaken in small increments. Little by little, they're awakened to truth. They can't be awakened to lies and then deprogrammed to truth. The deprogramming systems are being closed down. They really are. You know, before you could go over here and you stay for 2 years and you go through a process and then you go somewhere else. I mean, we came through a journey to get right here. But these people coming are not going to have those stations available to them. Okay? So when they come to the station, the deprogramming and everything has to take place at that station, and the reprogramming. And so what I heard from the webinar and what I'm hearing is that there's a deprogramming, reprogramming process happening simultaneously together to people who are accessing what you're offering. And that's what I'm hearing. This is more powerful than we know that it actually is. We're just getting a sense of it, but it is a crisis that is going on, and there'll be a lot of people who will come to it because most of the places are deprogramming them. But the reprogramming is not direct.
And it's really not happening with intention.
That's right.
And that's why people are afraid when they see the slave master, because they're like, my God, how can you say that?
Well, they don't also know how to handle it. I think it's the fear of it that actually, when they see it, it's like, oh God, how do I deal with that? They know what it is. It's oppression. That's its other name. It's oppression. And they know that. What they feel, the oppressive feeling come on. And it's fear.
Yeah.
See, it's a word, but it has the energy of oppressiveness.
Yes.
And if they're in oppressive situations, they don't want to be reminded of it. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that we're called to do something, not what everybody else is doing. I'm very honest with you. I don't want to do what everybody else is doing out there because I see what they're doing. And a lot of the people that they've done are going to have to be undone and redone again. Because they're not being directed straight, okay, to the path. They really are not. So to say, take what we do as being a whole, you know, the underground, a whole new way. We don't have to talk about curing any disease.
No.
Any illness, nothing at all. Because if it is going to be cured based on the way that people are being directed, that's going to happen to them anyway. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just putting it out there because it's because I've embraced this, and I don't embrace many things. I have embraced this. I am very open to understand what is it that we're doing. And I realize that in all society, when the top one is coming down, there's already one being built on the bottom. Okay? That's what's happening right now. And we don't have time in that sense. We have to be what it is that we say we are. We have to be it, because people will be coming to people who are what it is that they're looking for. You see? So remember when every one of us were told, no matter what culture we come from, we were told we always have to be 10 times better than somebody else. Okay? That was the greatest gift that we could have been given. It doesn't mean that we were less. It means that what is going to be required from us, we're going to have to be at 10 times the octave of what is being required from these people. Okay?
That's such a refreshing way of seeing that, because
yes,
what they do normally is compare themselves to these other people.
No, it's not about comparing. It's about identifying that what is going to be required of us in life, we must be 10 times more stronger in whatever we're doing than what we're seeing around us. You see? And so to me, I just feel that, go ahead.
That's why the intention is an affirmation.
Yes. Yes.
It goes right there.
Yes. Yes.
It works itself backwards.
It works itself. Now you see why you saw us coming back from backwards.
Yes.
Yes.
The same thing I said.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And that's what's going to happen to the people when you talk to them. They're there.
But they're not supported in it.
But they're not supported in that. And that is where somehow we come in.
Yes.
Yeah. You know?
I wanted to dovetail on what you just said in bringing a form and a way of us expressing it. Perhaps, I agree with everything you just said. First of all, let me start with that. And perhaps as a support to attracting people who are in the space of what we're doing and are open to it and will be ready to work and make that shift. We might need to praise the what it is that we're doing. We might need excuse me one second.
We may
to read terminology in terms of the fact, what I tell people, put it this way, what I tell people is that we're utilizing the oils to help us to clear our blockages to our goals and achieving our higher self. And by doing so as a core group, a small group of people, the ripple effect is affecting our peoples and the planet.
Yes.
And to me, two things that's saying. One is that when I work on myself, I'm also impacting society, which people need to understand that. And how I think about myself, how I view myself, what I do for myself is impacting my community and the world. And also, to me, it's also more in alignment with the feminine principle that we're switching into planetarily, universal. And you have to be in alignment with that.
I hear that.
Because the always are dying, just like Sis said. So the removed slave master syndrome, to me personally, and I guess to everybody on my page, because Niamo, we talked about this, it doesn't really resonate. But of course, I'm going to come in and do this because I know the core root of the intention.
Right.
But it jars people when they hear that term, and it awakens within them. To me, what I hear is that's what's being talked about all over internet, all over the TV, all over. That's the same thing that's girding up, that's rubbing against all their fears and discomforts, just like Trump, just like the political situation, just like Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter and and all the different isms, schisms, and other, racism, sexism, all the different fears. That begins to open up another channel for their fears. Now I'm going to have these oils and I'm dealing with my fears. That's a bit much. So I concur with what I is saying that perhaps we need to reword how we're doing this so that we're in alignment with what we're doing, and we're in alignment with feminine principle, and that we're coming to people a little bit softer and still having the same impact and the same effect, but it's within self first and then radiating out, because you really can't go outside first and then radiate anyway. So that's I just want to add.
I agree with you. I do hear that. I think that people are beat up so badly that they're going to expect us to be softer. They're going to expect us to be really that principle of nurturing, that principle of caring.
They need us to be softer.
That caring, the need, care, sincerity, trustworthiness, acceptability. I'm not going to put love in there because love is so overused that it sometimes passes through people like a flash.
Mercy.
But mercy, but compassion, understanding, tolerance.
Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
This is good because, work on it. One of the reasons that I brought it is because I knew that it was just as you said, just as you both said.
Right.
I recognize that. I recognize all of that. And having worked as a, copywriter and stuff like that, I know that there's some ways of putting things that will get people riled or it could turn them off.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm hearing you say now is that what I'm hearing you both say is that people have been turned off because they don't get it. Now, some people get it. Some people get it and they get it fine. But other people, it's too much confusion and it's a big claim and blah, blah, blah. It's like you said, Sheryl, they have stuff beating them up all the time out there. Mm-hmm. However, what I noticed is that, how can I say? What's out there is syrupy. What I notice is that there's a lot of syrup out there.
Yeah.
And I'm really not interested in syrup. I love syrup. I love maple syrup, pure maple syrup. Mm-hmm. But I'm not interested. I personally, I support anyone. If you wanted to reshape it and share it with people in a reshaped version, I think that's fine. I don't know how to shape this in a more holistic way without being false. I'd like to see that. I'd love to hear some ways of saying it that are truthful, authentic, and actually say the point rather than helping people feel better. I'm not interested.
I hear what you're saying. I'm
not wanting to do that personally.
I hear you.
Now, what I also do here, and which I've meant to do and haven't done, I've meant to be writing every day on my blog and my Facebook post and my and the HealMobile page. I've meant to be writing about why I'm using these terms. Why slave and master are the actual terms that we should look at.
Okay.
Because they affect everything and blah, 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 blah. That stuff we know.
May I stop you right here?
Sure.
Okay. Sometimes it's not the word that you're using. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's giving new meaning to it.
And I'd love us to work on that.
Okay, now.
Sure.
We can use slave and master, but not in terms of African American people, but in terms of people.
Yeah.
Enslaving themselves. And what they enslave themselves to work.
Yes.
To a man. That's to right. Drugs, bring the things that they are actually able, to me, this is where here and now comes into the past.
Oh, good.
And the here and now come together and give us a chance to project the beyond. Okay. You see what I'm saying? So yes, the word to enslave yourself in something that is not building you.
Are you a slave?
Uh-huh.
Are you the master of your life?
See what I'm saying? You can use the words.
Is that better, Cheryl?
Yeah, it is better. We can hear you.
No, I'll unmute her.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's better. It has a better vibration, and
Yes.
it doesn't necessarily attack them.
That's right.
With whatever, or I should say, bring up the fear points of like everything else is doing right now in society. So yeah, it brings it back into you.
Yes.
And like, what are you doing, and what can you do?
Yes. Yes.
What happens is with the other stuff is a sense of helplessness, and
yes, it does.
That just begins to, you know, disempower, and we seek to empower.
Right. Right.
So Cheryl, that's so good. That's so great. That's so great. So I think you and Shakira have been from time to time putting things up on the HealMobile page.
I haven't put anything up. I may respond to people's comments, but I haven't.
Okay. Because I wish you would write down your feelings and just expound on the creativity that's available in these oils, and actually revisiting what we could be very firm and adamant about, as I was with the slave master syndrome. And what has happened is that we've removed it. We've removed it for us. So that's how I hear it, believe it or not. Yeah,
that's real.
That's just how I hear it. I hear it that in this group, we have removed it. Right. That's why we could talk about it in another way.
Right.
So inshallah, that's great, because for some reason I haven't written that yet. I wrote a couple of things, but I didn't want to I didn't do the daily update on my views on how I was seeing slave and master and why I was using those terms, which we talk about, but I didn't write it down in the, I didn't expound on it in the website or in the page. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, right. I had this situation this morning which goes with this. Somebody was talking about all the problems that they were having. Oh, I've got this problem and this problem and this problem. And I said, could you call it another word? Can you use another word to define problems? Because all you're doing is really in the mud with the problems. Okay, so how could you get out of the mud with the problem? Put the problem there, don't dismiss it, but you get out the mud with it. And I said, could the word challenges be a better word for you? And they say, yes, because it's very challenging to deal with those problems. I said, now you see, you just got out the mud. Now you have the problem over there, and you're able to actually view it now as something that's challenging you. Now, how is it challenging you? What is it telling you that you need to do, or how you need to do, or there's something you may not be doing that you need to do? Oh, I never looked at it that way. I always thought it was something to push under the rug, don't deal with it. And so what I'm saying is that it's really just getting people to flip on the other side of something, you know, and use another word, use another thought about
and this is excellent, because how I see it is that I am the stand for what I recognize as a syndrome. I'm the embodiment of stepping on top of that.
Yes.
You see? And so that's where I've been as a HealMobile going somewhere. That's where I've been. So now I want to go somewhere else. I want to go.
HealMobile. What this morning when I saw it flashing all over my screen and on my phone and everywhere, I thought, okay, don't panic. You'll get online. But the word HealMobile just jumped out. I mean, it's like that's all I saw. And I thought, what does Niamo, what is it that she has in these two words? And she put them together. Right brain, left brain. Which one is the right? Is the heal the right and the mobility is the left, or the, you know? And I was striving to think, what is the energy and the intention for this thing for it to be out here? And what am I a part of? I'm a part, you know, and I really said I would ask you about it. What is it?
Simple. It's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
The HealMobile, as we know on the website, it says the HealMobile. We're in motion. We might as well be healthy and healing. And another thing that I say is the HealMobile brings energy healing services, Reiki, EFT, AFT, coaching, and essential oils instruction to your door to support people of color and progressive baby boomers. So these are my target. These are the things I bring: energy, healing, services, and instruction. That's really it. That's really it. It's the reason I focus on instruction is because I want to replicate it. I want other people to do HealMobiles. I want there to be certification, in fact. I want there to be people who have at least 3 modalities that they can do for their people, and that they do them around, and that they're available, they're on call. I'm the type of person who's on call, but Allah has it that I'm not on call yet. But it may be that I'm on call by virtue of the fact that I could say to Sheryl, I could say to you in California, I could say to Frank in the Bronx, that if a person calls from one of the areas where people who I'm aligned with are, they can assist them.
What's another vision for the on-call? What's another vision that you can project for on-call? What is that? What it means to be on-call?
Well, I said
I know the connotation what on-call means. But is there another way that you can see on-call that you're actually on call, but you're calling it something else?
It's a healing vehicle. It's a healing vehicle. That's what I. That's another terminology.
Yeah, healing vehicle. What is on call though? What is on call?
On call means ready and prepared.
Okay. Ready and prepared. But you see, those words are the kinds of words that I think you need to put out there. You see what I'm saying? Instead of people being afraid of what has happened, be ready and prepared for what can happen. That is exactly what I see that you are doing right now. It's readying people to be ready and prepared for whatever comes in their lives, no matter what it is. And one of the ways is to have your oils. And that was Sheryl's point. I mean, Allah made her give us an example of ready and on call, because her point was, I get hit, but I can't get to my stuff and I have to bleed or gore. How do I get there?
That's
so that
right.
I have to feel the pain. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
yes.
We are in the energy, you know, preparing people to be prepared. So on call doesn't mean on call like that. Like we've known it. It means that you get people ready to be on call in their lives, ready and prepared for whatever may come into their world. And that they have access to people, okay? Not just anybody, okay? Not just anybody, but to people who are also on call, meaning ready and prepared to administer whatever it is that is necessary. I think somebody called me on the phone at 2 o'clock in the morning, throw something at me. I'm awake, alive, and ready. Okay, what is it? I can take you till tomorrow morning, okay? The same for Cheryl. Somebody calls her at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm sure she could give them some kind of support, remedy, whatever. Take them till tomorrow morning. But what happened? We have to be on call. There's no longer the room for healers who are not healed. You know, it just isn't any room for that anymore.
Ashe.
It's just not there. And we don't want to be that kind of energy givers. I don't even like to call it healing. Healthy healing energy givers. Energy is what I am giving to people. Awakening their energy, boosting their energy so they can go and do what they need to do in their world. And that to me is what your HealMobile says on your website. That you are offering things that build people energy, that let them build up the energy of who they are, that they can do the work necessary to take care of themselves. You see? And you bring it to them. I mean, look, you bring it right here. I mean, we're here. Others, when they find out, they may come. They will get, you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay, so I think that the definition of what it is that the HealMobile is actually doing has to be in everything that you put out there.
That's
some way or another.
Let's talk about authentic marketing. That's where you're going with it.
Okay. See, so what I'm saying, that's not my world. But I do know that whatever the intention is in whatever we're doing, it has to be a living reality in everything that we put out there. It must be an alive experience. We cannot sell dead anything anymore. We must sell live situations because the people are dead.
That's right. You saw what I said. You didn't even see that, did you?
Well,
some lady I went to meet through Facebook. We had a meeting, and she said, "You sure are animated." And I said, "Well, most people are dead. Of course I'm animated." I said, "I have to be animated. That's who I am."
You know,
like, yeah, you're animated. I'm like, everybody's walking around here. Most people are dead, honey.
Dead. Yes.
Now you see what it looks like to be alive.
Yes. You know, so I just think that, you know, to embrace this and to be able to talk to the people in my circle. And I'm going to say this to you, and I want to also ask, the people in my circle aren't African-American people. I have maybe two.
Yeah,
the people in my circle are Caucasian people. And they are not necessarily the way we have taught about them. Believe me.
I know.
They are completely human beings with a lot of issues and whatever. And to me, what you're doing is for humanity, because we're all in this boat. And if anything happens, we're all going to sink in the boat. You know? And so to me, when I am going to talk to them about what it is, because I would like them to get the oils. Actually, in my husband's job, there are people who are selling Young Living and all. You understand what I'm saying? And there are people who don't go into their world to get it because it is sold to them like perfume in a store.
That's right.
Okay? And they don't want perfume.
No. They want the real thing.
That's right. Okay, so most of them will come and say, well, somebody had so and so and so. How do I use that? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
they don't want the perfume.
Exactly. Well, the people, the Caucasian, the Europeans, they're they're not living under this cloud. And so they may be more in touch with the organic movements, the natural living movements, and you know, they're more savvy about some of this stuff.
Sister, I want to tell you right now, that is not the truth.
Oh, it's not. Okay, I thought that's what you were saying.
No, they are not savvy.
Yeah.
Some of them have gotten into it.
Yeah.
And they are learning it
They're
and
just like anybody else.
That's right. Trying to expose it to their families and what have you, and friends, because that's basically what they do.
Yeah.
But there are people now who want to know, what do you really do with this?
Yes.
Because they have gone through so much at doctors, they're looking for alternatives.
Uh-huh.
And some of the people are very direct, just like you're saying, they talk to you. However, there are those who, as some of my friends have said, they're selling perfume, and we don't want perfume. Okay, we want to be able to do something. I'm in my garden, I'm doing gardening, I cut my hand. I want to know something I can put on it so I don't get an infection. Okay, before I can get inside and clean it out and do you see, that's what they want. They want more of the natural reality of the oils.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
That's good. That's good. We can accommodate anyone. I mean, there's people in the group now. There's people of all different colors, and maybe the reason.
Let's have the Hispanic population.
Yeah, of course. And we'll just continue to work on it. I'm completely open to, whatever God wants in terms of saying it in such a way that we all are comfortable with where it is we are right now in the world with it. I take all suggestions and recommendations for improvement for anything that is not.
I just feel that we need to speak with one voice, regardless of how we are saying it, that the same message has to be delivered to people in one voice, regardless of the language we speak.
Mm-hmm.
And in that way, if somebody goes to New York and what I could tell them, when you go, if anything happened, there is Sheryl, you can go to this one, and whatever. When they go there, they hear my voice. If somebody comes here and they need to make sure they have their oil, they have whatever, if they come to me, they hear you all's voice. You see what I'm saying? And in so doing, regardless how I say it, I'm saying exactly what you say. In so doing, they realize, my God, wherever we go, we can always find someone and connect with someone that we don't have to go and get other medicines. We can find a place we can get at least some healing, some kind of whatever to take us through. And I think that's what's going to happen, because people are traveling with their kids.
Yes, of course.
From what I understand, I mean, one of the ladies, she actually have just like a suitcase. She has a kit of her oils, her incense. She's Caucasian.
Yes, of course.
I love it.
A lot of us do that.
Got her magic bag, her juju bag.
Yes, she has
medicine bag. I have my medicine bag. She
has her, and she say if anything happen when they go to a conference or something, everybody, they come to her. So what I'm saying is that there are people who are really into healing naturally. And I just want to make sure I understand. So that I am saying what is exactly what it is that's being done. And that's why I'm asking questions so that I can get it clear in my head. What is it that I am saying? What is it that I am doing? And I'm working with the oils more. And I said, as soon as I pull it together, I need to expand my content, to include some others, because now other things are coming up for me that wasn't coming up. And I need oils that will, support in speaking to that, so I'm going to work with it. And I'm hoping to be able to speak to the people here. You have a headache, stop taking Tylenol or whatever if you don't need to. There's another way to ease it real quick.
I'm going to, Sayy, I'm going to tag you in a YouTube presentation, if you allow, or send it to you by text or email, that gives you the guidelines in the way we can speak to others.
Okay.
so that you stay within what we call compliance, because the FDA has sort of bit down, and so did the FTC. So basically they're saying that if you're someone who markets these oils, you can't talk about them in terms of healing, because then
that's right. That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So
Yes.
in an effort to protect us as well
Yes.
as to teach people in the right way from the start, I'm going to tag you in that. And if you have questions, you know, Niamo or I could help you.
Right. I do have to put that on my website also, in something that I have in my teas, stuff like that. To even the book, I have to put on my website now that this is not written to take you from whatever, you know,
Exactly.
it's just information. So yeah, I've been around and I see what they can do to people.
Yeah.
I really see what they can do to people, and it's not pretty.
Yeah.
It's not pretty at all. So yes, I'd appreciate that, because I do want to be in that
compliant.
state. Yes.
Okay.
Very good. Yes, ma'am. I tell you. Mr. Frank.
Yes.
How are you?
All right. I was just listening to what you were saying, and concerning those disclaimers, man. Before I know what I know, you would go on a site and you would see those disclaimers, and that would actually discourage you. That's what they want.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what.
Exactly.
Now I know that those disclaimers are BS and whatnot.
Yes.
Because that's why they want you to put that on your site, because they want you to, if, you know, they come onto your site, they see something that could heal or do the job, they want to have that disclaimer there so they can get discouraged and whatnot. That's a very ingenious tool of theirs.
Very true. Very true. But we live to learn, and in so doing, we learn to live.
Yeah, that's for
Couldn't hear me. I was talking to you. You didn't hear me.
What did you say, darling?
Oh, I was trying to say that that's why my disclaimers on the HealMobile.com website are personal.
Yeah.
In other words, I say, you know, matter of fact, I put testimonial and disclaimer. That's exactly what I put. Meaning that, you know, the HealMobile loves using essential oils and energy to maintain optimum health and to help others do the same. However, if you have a condition, blah, 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 you should see a practitioner, whatever, of your choice. So in other words, I make a paragraph of it, and I start it with the fact that I'm a stand for what it is, what I'm including here. Most people don't do that. They don't visit their disclaimers to make them personalized. And that's really all that's needed. If they make them more personal, then it's better to accept that, okay, FTC, whatever, FDA hasn't done this, hasn't done that. But what has happened is that since all this stuff happened, Young Living has a new line of generally regarded as safe essential oils and blends, which mean it's not just the food grade oils, but it's also a lot of the blends that are now regarded as food safe. In other words, suitable for ingestion. That has never happened before. And so the FDA, the hard line that they had, that they started 2 years ago, there's actually been a softening, and there's been a way that the company has been able to work with their scientists so they can show them, listen, you can put oregano oil in your food. You can put, you know, you can use these in your life. So, in your body, in other words, specifically. So many of the oils are now GRAS, generally regarded as safe. And that's a big leap from where we were 2 years ago, where it was like we couldn't say anything was good for ingestion in particular, because that's kind of like the dividing line between good oils and pure oils and impure oils, is that you can only ingest the purest oils, you see. Right. So it's a lot of
Well, you see, chamomile was a weed, and you couldn't do anything with it because it was a weed, And now chamomile is one of the top teas.
That's right.
Dandelion
Dandelion
was a
too. Yes.
and you weren't whatever. Now dandelion salad is given to you. You know,
That's
these,
right.
you know what I'm saying? So I think that, yes, like everything, as time goes on, yes, it does change. But while we're in the structure before the change, it's best to let them understand. We know what you're saying. We know what you're asking. We will comply with it. It's fine.
Yes.
It's not going to change the truth.
Yes.
But if, you know, the Bible said, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's and to God God's.
Yeah.
So we are going to follow the rules,
Yeah.
you know, and the people are the one who will have to make the conscientious decision
That's right.
on what it is that they want to do with their lives.
Okay.
I think that's where they got Dr. Cebu. Because
Sayy?
yes, Dr. Sayy. I think that's where they got him, because it wasn't so defined at that time, and there were claims that were being made by many, not just him, but many others were making claims of things.
That's right.
And once they found that some of them were actually true, the pharmaceuticals wasn't going to have it.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a man, Dr. Panty, from Belize. He was the greatest herbologist. He knew everything about the herbs that grew in the country. And a woman came from one of the colleges in the Midwest, and she said she wanted to know about it. And she helped him catalog and everything. And he taught her some of the inner herbs that grow in the rainforest area. And he told her that if she was staying in Belize, he would teach her these things. But if she was leaving, he would not. And she said no, she planned to stay in Belize. And he signed paper, everything, that she planned to stay. When he passed, she left from Belize and came to the United States. And the Belize government pursued her and told her that she has to return all of the papers, everything she wrote about the quality of the plants and everything that she got from Dr. Panty, because she signed a paper saying she would be a resident of Belize. And they did. She had to return everything. She ended up coming back to Belize anyway. And she made her life there. She still lives there now, you know, and she's helping cultivating plants and whatever. But once they get the plant, they take out the major property of it, and they add fillers to the property, and it's the fillers that are killing the people.
Yes.
You know, because they don't have to disclose the fillers.
Yes.
You see, they only disclose the medicine itself, but the stuff they put in, they don't have to put in there. So it's hard. I mean, it's an area where it's tight ropes to cross. But once you just do what it is that they require, people make their own decision what they want to do.
That's true. That's true. You can't really.
You can't. You know. Okay, I see it, Cheryl. It just came in.
Oh, good. You sent something.
Yes, she sent me the information. It just came. I saw it. You know, so I enjoyed this. I think I got a greater sense of the HealMobile, a greater sense of direction. And I also want to tell you that because of my my proclamation about I don't want to live here, I heard the word here when I left Puerto, began to bother me. I was like, why am I hearing here? And I realized my joy that I don't have has to do with my hair. It's my hair, yes.
Ah! Your hair, HAIR?
Yes. That is the place where I don't have much joy.
Okay.
You know, and so it's this whole weekend has been about my hair. The entire weekend. And I didn't remember it until I got up and as I was coming back, I was like, oh my God, it's my hair. Not here, but my hair is what is the place where my joy isn't.
Use your oils and work with it.
Yeah, I've got to find out what to do with it.
Well, you see what I did.
Yeah, I went there too.
You did?
But then it grew so fast. Yes. And it grew so fast. And now it's on my shoulder. And I don't know what to do with it. There's nobody to lock it, twist it, whatever. And it's like $200-$300 to get. Yeah, it's very costly to get hair done in California.
I could imagine.
You know, so I don't know.
You just need to lock it one time. Invest in locking it, and then you can maintain it.
What's all those noises, Cheryl?
Yeah.
Sorry, they're just blending in the kitchen, and you can hear it all the way in here. So.
Oh, that's what it is.
I locked my hair for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
It never locked.
It was too soft.
In a year, we combed it out.
It could be too soft.
So pissed off. I was so upset.
It could be too soft, yeah.
Yeah. And so we just combed it out. It didn't set, you know. So I don't know. I really am praying to God and ask him, what is my directive? What is my life plan about it? You know, what I need to do. But Stephen says he hears I need to cut it off. I need to cut it short. And he's willing to cut it for me. So I told him, I said, you know, I'm going to really focus, and then I want to let it go, because it's really been, it's been an issue in my world. It really has. And I realized this weekend it was all about my hair. I mean, every conversation, my hair was in it.
Well, I'll tell you what happened to me.
Go ahead.
It may help. My friend who's a hairdresser, and she also is what is she? She's like a professor of hair.
Mm-hmm.
She trained people who worked for Soft Sheen.
Uh-huh.
She would train the people how to use the products.
Right.
And she was the chief trainer of all the salon owners. So she was like knows hair. And she told me, I said, I think I'm going to get it white. I want it to be white platinum. And she said, well, here's what you do. You take $200-$300. She said $300. I said, no. She said, try to take $200, go to your salon owner, say, I have $200 and I want this to cover me for the next 3 months. She said, and let her work it out with her. I said, that's my girlfriend's daughter. She says, well, you're supposed to write it down. I still haven't written it down with my girlfriend's daughter, but she's the one who did the work. And I said, so that means I'll be coming for the next 3 months, and it'll be like $50 each time I come. And for me, that's a lot, but at least I know that it's set up. That's a huge step ahead for me. I mean, you can't imagine, but
that's what I paid to get
it was
done every 6 weeks. It's $50.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you actually set it up that you pay in advance, they may give you a deal, and so that it always looks nice, if that's important to you. Right. So I keep saying to myself, one of my affirmations is that I'm an expert in live stream video. Woo! And I'm still working with that one. But I know that part of my issue is the way I look. I'm not so happy. I want this, I want that. So I said, okay, I'm doing with them. I'm going to do with this hair. And since I've done it, it's like so much easier, because I used to have to always go to the guy and get all of this shaved down, blah, blah, blah. But I realized my gray that's growing out under here, it's okay because the white's on top of it. It's not like it's obvious that it's so many different colors. Oh, anyway, I know Frank is so bored. He's sleeping over there. But by not even doing this, I didn't do this work around my hair, but this has been a long-standing intention that I could get my hair together. So I really feel you on that. I really feel you on that. When you find that solution, it'll be, I never knew you could pay ahead when you go to the salon.
Well, see, I have somebody who comes in every 4 weeks, every 6 weeks,
Yeah.
and do my hair.
Well, I thought
She's
you were
been
saying
doing
you
it now.
didn't have anybody. I thought you were saying.
No. I have somebody who comes in every 6 weeks and does my hair.
Okay.
And she's been doing it for years.
Okay.
The thing is, my hair has grown out.
So what's the matter?
And I don't want to pull it back. I don't want to have to get into it every day. There are certain aspects of this, of your life, essence life, and there's a place that I am learning. There's certain things about who you are that must be in place, and you don't bother with them at all. They work with you. I hear you, Cheryl. They work with you, and you don't need to be always dealing with them. And it's some certain aspects of your house. And for me, it's my hair, the style of clothing I want to wear. I don't have to go to my closet and create in the stuff. They are there, and I take them, and when I put them on, I'm okay. I feel strong, and I am able to go anywhere, and I'm fine. My shoes, that I can put my feet in my shoes with socks, stockings, barefooted, and go anywhere doing anything. It should not be a situation for my shoes. Okay? And my earrings. Now, when I want an earring to put on, I should have it to put in my ear. I should not have to have any issue with it. There are just certain things that should not be using my life force energy anymore. Okay?
Now that's the point.
You see what I'm saying?
No, thank you.
No,
Go ahead, Cheryl.
Go ahead.
Wow. Just going to say, this is why my hair is this way. That's one of the reasons why you got follow going on. So I can, this is to me probably been my best hairdo and the most easiest. And I love it. And yeah, that's all I'm going to, as far as hair. But I agree in terms of our lifestyle. You get to a certain age and certain things should no longer take up your, be automatic, such as for me laundry, such as for me, you know, again with, I agree with clothing and shoes and coats, all that stuff should just be like, it should be a non-starter. You should be able to just go grab it and go. And like, I don't believe in ironing. If I have something that's to be ironed, I'll send it to the cleaners, and it's so very rare. And with my jewelry, I learned to like, I don't like things that change. So if it's going to change and tarnish because I wear it in the shower or I forget to take it off and it's going to break, I don't like things that change. So there's certain things that you come into realization, this is it. And if it fits, it may be beautiful. I may like it, but it's not for me. And that goes with hair and shoes, everything. So we have to come into that space with all those areas in our life because it just makes it easier.
Yes, it does. And the work that we have to do.
You know, things to focus on. We don't need to be worried about taking out the garbage and certain things like that. They just have to doing the dishes. What? So I'll do sometimes.
That's why I beat all of my jewelry. Okay, because of the same thing. I do not want anything that will look funny today and then tomorrow it looks another funniness. So I bead my jewelry. Okay, and everybody's like, why do you sit there with those little beads and bead a ring? I said, because this is what I want to wear. When I get up and I put it on my hand, it's going to fit everything in my wardrobe. I don't even have, and what I'm saying that to say that there are places where we need full energy. And these little things, if they're not in place, they are tapping into our energy source.
Absolutely.
And I realized, no, I can't, I just don't have it. If I get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and from 11, I'm working and I need to, like, for example, today, I had somebody And so what I said, okay, get dressed. Okay, get dressed, and then go and deal with the person. And when you leave from that, go right into the HealMobile. Okay, I need to be able to just move. I can't, and if somebody comes to my door right now, I am fully attired, well prepared to meet them. I can't afford to be going through this. It's really a distraction.
I don't know how we got on this subject.
Yes.
But it was for me. It was
Oh, really?
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. I'm still learning the things that take my energy. I'm still learning what those things are. And it's really fascinating to me when I release something and I'm like, my God, that took a lot of energy. Why did you even have that in your life? So I'm still learning those things that take up my energy, which is why I'm doing, if you noticed, I had the frankincense. The frankincense, what do you call it? And,
yes.
And I sometimes stand on top of it. I sit, I have it, I can lean over it, and I open my eyes, and my eyes are getting very, I'm not complaining when I have to drive at night, and I'm able to see the signs.
Give thanks.
So I'm very appreciative of that, because I haven't been drinking a lot of Mancha Red. I just ordered some, hadn't ordered any in a long time. But the bottom line is that what you all have been talking about, I don't know why, but as Sheryl may know, a lot of the things I have are my mother's things. And actually, that's some of my nicest things from before she passed away. I was wearing that she would give me because she was tired of it. So for me, I'm a baby when it comes to shopping and having my own clothes, not making them, but having my own clothes. And so this advice to make that part of your life easy is a growth for me. That's it's a true area of growth that I need. So I know that conversation was for me.
So Mr. Frank, even though we were talking about hair and shoes and whatever, I'm sure that in your world as a male, there are things that you have recognized too that no longer plays that great, should take those energy from you. Or I see your hair, you've shaved it. So that's an energy that no longer is required of you. That was at one time, I'm sure, you had to constantly groom it.
What is it?
Well, I pretty much shave it off now because I've lost a lot on the very top and whatnot. Maybe like some still here in the front, but you see those older men and whatnot that they lose their hair on top and then they try to comb. They try to comb it.
See what I'm saying? Energy.
That's stressful.
Spot,
That's too stressful. That's stress right there.
I just shave it off.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. You don't need that energy to have to constantly cover it up. I mean, and that means you have to spend time grooming that. That's energy being used. Like I say, every morning I wake up, God straps a tank of oxygen on me. And that's all I have for the day. At the end of the day, I don't want to be hardly breathing because I've used up all my oxygen during the day. And then when I look at the things I wanted to